what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're gonna be taking this thing for a drive. Alright, so this is my 1990 Nissan 300ZX, naturally aspirated. Beautiful car. You guys have seen this in my first video. Kind of walked around it. She's on Adhan DS07s. These are 18 by 10.5 plus 22 on some Nitto NT05s. The front is 18 by 9.5 plus 22 on Nitto NT05s. She's on BC Racing. She's got Z1 intake, all Z1 silicone hoses, Z1 one-piece drive shaft, short shifter, and that's pretty much it. Alright, now if you watched the 350 video, you would have heard me talk a little bit of a difference between this car and the 350Z. This car, I can say I get a lot of looks in this car. I mean, because you don't see them every day, especially around here. But one thing that I can say, this car hugs the street really well. This car is very, very planted. I had taken this on some curvy roads, and it just, you can take anything as fast as you feel comfortable to take it. Positives to having the 300ZX, but there are some negatives, meaning this is a mess. A lot of people do not like the 300ZXs just because of all this. They're hard to work on. They fit the whole engine bay, so there's not a lot of wiggle room in between any of it. A lot of the parts for this car, a lot of people don't have them in stock, so you do have to order a lot of the stuff for it. But it's not always that bad. You can normally order pretty much everything that you need for this car. And if not, there you can find parts cars. I got a parts car, as you guys have seen it. But you can buy parts cars. You can rob parts off of those parts cars for your nicer ones. But you gotta come across a parts car, and it's gotta be in your budget for sure. But like I said, they are gorgeous cars. Even if they're not perfect, they will still catch someone's eye. I got really lucky with this car. When I got this car about 2 years ago, I believe it had around 83,000 miles on it. 2 years later, it's got 92,000 on it now. I love this car. Very beautiful car, very fun car to drive. Everybody that has ridden in this car, even the people that I have let drive it, they say it's not fast, of course, but it is one of the funnest cars that they have drove. Like I said, it hugs the street, handles great. There's a lot of companies out there that you can get aftermarket stuff for. Like I know, like Z1 is a big company in the Z32 world. I know that you can get all this where it's tweed. This stuff's called tweed. You can get all the aftermarket stuff to make it all leather. I know that you can get all of it in leather. Like they make options for everything. They do make wide body kits, but I can say my biggest complaint about this car is, for one, does not have cup holders, which I know a lot of you guys like your cup holders. A lot of people complain about the cup holders. I do know if you open this and pull this out, you can fit something in there, but I mean, it is like right in front of your shifter, so that could be a problem. I know they make some stuff, aftermarket pieces that hang some places and you can put cups on them and stuff like that, which ain't a big deal. But my second biggest complaint is the color. Although the black on black looks so good, it is the hardest color to maintain. A lot of people dog on me because I don't drive this car enough, and I don't. But I spend forever detailing this thing, and I am such a perfectionist that if this thing has one scratch in it, I'm going off the deep end. Like, I can't stand it. But if you don't really have the equipment to keep a car of this color, I would not recommend it. I do find myself driving Hope's 350Z more than this, just because of the color. Because it's white with the polished wheels, so I can literally just take it out whenever, come home, wash it, dry it, put it up, and it looks as good as I took it out. This thing, every time you touch it with a mitt or anything, you get these hairline scratches and everything. Paint chips show up really bad, especially after you buff it, because once you buff it, all your buffing compound gets in those little chips and they stand out like sore thumbs. But that's why I'm excited to drive that one, because I don't have to worry about that stuff. Because then I can just get in it, drive it wherever, drive it on a rainy day. This thing, I refuse to drive on a rainy day just because of the color, because I know once I drive it on a rainy day, it's gonna get freaking water spotted, and I'm gonna have to buff the whole thing, and wheels are hard to clean, even though it looks so good. But I don't really have a lot of complaints for this car, just like the 350Z. I could just be biased, but I am a Nissan guy, so I think these cars are perfect. Like I said, other than no cup holders, even in the 350Z, it only has one. And a lot of people were telling me to include that in the 350Z video. Include all the cup holders, so. But a lot of people that don't know these cars, they always think they're front wheel drive for some reason. I don't know if it's like a Fast and Furious type deal, like most of the cars there front wheel drive. Like I said, I don't know the whole story, but a lot of people do think these cars are front wheel drive, just like the 350Z. Some people that don't really know cars, they don't know that they're rear wheel drive. The V6s with manual or automatic, depending on what you got, and then they are indeed rear wheel drive. But like I said, even non-car people, this car catches their eye. Any of these cars catches their eye. That's why I get a lot of comments from people not knowing that the car is rear wheel drive. They assume that it's front wheel drive. I mean, it's not their fault, but that's why I do get a lot of the comments like that. It's because it does catch a lot of people's eyes that aren't really car people. Alright, one more problem with this car is when you run a wheel and tire setup like that, which I know I asked for it when I bought the setup, but right here you got there's like a where the fender and the bumper hold together. I do rub on that in there when I do hit bumps or when the chassis is twisted or anything. It's not terrible. I did have to grind it down. I had to grind a lot of it down, but a lot of people camber these things in the rear, just I guess to avoid that. I don't know. I like the camber. I thought about it, but there's nothing better than having that whole meaty thing on the ground. I like seeing that. Now I do say I do want to get extended lower control arms for the front of this thing, just to push the bottom of the wheels out further, but that's for more of a look thing in my case, but it's mainly for drifting. You extend the lower control arms, so when you're at full lock, you have more of the tire in contact with the road than only having the inside and the outsides. But I also have a set of Twin Z to go across the bottom. It is just like a little lip. The Twin Z lips helped bought them for me for my birthday this year. I just haven't got time to properly paint them and put them on yet, so that's to come. But man, like I said, these cars are just phenomenal. Suspension and all that, after doing them so many times, they get easier and easier and easier every time. Like I said, you might have seen the White Z video. Like I said, the only thing that sucks is taking all that trim out the back, all the paneling and all that out the back, just to get to the top of the rear strut. That's the only bad thing about putting coilovers and stuff on these cars. The front, you can jack it up, do it. But definitely not a lot of complaints. The complaints are just my opinions and some stuff that you may not care about. But let's jump in this thing and take this thing down the road a few times and see what you guys think. I forgot to mention when I was listing the stuff that was done to this thing does have a MagnaFlow catback exhaust system. It sounds amazing. It's not too loud. Like, I know these cars can get kind of raspy and some of them just don't sound all that great. I can say that this exhaust is probably one of my favorites. It's not too loud, but it just sounds so good. Still one of the coolest spots to come. Look at all the trees. Like I said, even off camera, just driving today, I've had a lot of people break their necks to look. I had some kids yelling at me, "Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit!" But very neat car. If you've never drove one of these, I would highly recommend just trying it. Just drive one first. They don't disappoint. I know a lot of people bash on the NAs. And I don't like to bash on cars because you can have anything and half the time of your life, and I don't see this any different. But like I said, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it sure does look good. right, so we're back home. That'll be it for this one. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that little notification bell down there, and so you can see when I post. So it gives you a notification when I post so you can watch. That'll be it for this one. See you guys later. Peace.